My wife has been having an affair, and I'm broken. I'm a 30-year-old man, and I thought I had a perfect life with my wife, Katie, who is 32. We got married in September 2018 after 3 wonderful years together. Just before our honeymoon, we purchased a house in Virginia. After coming back, we pooled our resources and time to renovate her old starter home in Maryland and sold it in early 2019. Both of us have full-time jobs in Virginia. I earn a decent income, but Katie makes even more. She decided to pursue an MBA last fall. Thanks to an educational trust set up by her parents, she didn't need my financial help. However, seeing how busy the MBA program made her on top of her already heavy work schedule, I took on all the responsibilities related to our new home. I dealt with contractors, managed our bills, maintained the house, took care of our dog, bought and assembled furniture, did yard work, cooked, cleaned, did the laundry, and hosted her family who visited at least 2 weekends a month. Recently, Katie has been discontent with our relationship. She complained that I wasn't spending enough quality time with her and that she didn't feel desired. I tried to explain that between her work, studies, and my work and home duties, we hardly had any time together. Often, we didn't even have dinner until 9 or 10 at night. I would either bring her a meal to her home office or we would quickly eat and she would go back to her schoolwork or group projects. She argued that the household chores I did were just my duties as a husband and that, while she appreciated it, it didn't contribute to strengthening our relationship. We also argued about other things, and with the lack of free time, we were intimate only about once a month. But after a particularly emotional and drunken conversation around 3 or 4 weeks ago, I promised to do more. I started taking time off work. Unlike her, I still had to go in during COVID, going in late or leaving early, stopped seeing my friends, skipped my workouts, and even waited until she was busy to take a shower, all just to be with her whenever she had a free moment. And it seemed like things were getting a little better. Then came last Wednesday. I was cooking dinner as usual. We have a tablet in the kitchen that I mainly use for recipes. As I was finishing up, the tablet started beeping constantly. I checked and found that it was linked to Katie's Google account. There was an ongoing Hangouts conversation between Katie and a friend, discussing what to do about someone's wife who had visited our house that day while I was at work. Scrolling through the chat history, I saw more about Katie's lack of feelings for me and her longing to be with a guy named Luke. I was shaking with anger and shock. I decided to look further and open her Gmail. There, I found emails dating back to March between her and Luke, calling each other babe, sweetheart, and my love. Not knowing what to do, I first took screenshots of everything. Then I went outside and called a friend of mine who had some legal experience, an executive at my company. He advised me to confront her immediately, but to have someone come over as a witness in case things got violent or if she might later claim they did. So, I called a friend, and he came over in about 20 minutes. I confronted Katie, and she admitted to the relationship and confessed that they had been intimate several times in the past 4 months, both in hotels and in our home. I was completely devastated. I tried to stay calm and asked her to leave. She stayed in a hotel for 2 nights and then, despite my objections, came home on Friday, saying it was her house too. She wanted to talk, and this time, without a witness, I decided to record the conversation on my phone. She tried to say that she had been unhappy, but had been asking her friends and mother for advice on how to save our relationship, even though I had suggested counseling before and she refused. She said she made a mistake, that she had broken up with Luke a week ago, that I was the only one she wanted to be with, and that the only reason she didn't tell me was because her friends told her not to. She also said that if we truly loved each other, divorce was a mistake and we should be able to overcome anything. I replied that love is meaningless without trust and told her that if she wanted to stay, she could stay in the guest room. She could use her home office and the guest bathroom, but she had to stay out of our bedroom and bathroom unless she told me first. Now, I'm sitting alone in our house with just our dog. Katie and her relatives are at our neighbor's for a barbecue. I can't bring myself to go there. I don't want to see or talk to her, and I definitely don't want to pretend that nothing happened in front of everyone. 90% of me wants a divorce. But despite her actions, I was really happy with the life we were building. We had even talked about having a baby next year. But no matter what I decide, I know I need more information. I want to know my options, what might happen if we proceed, and I definitely want to talk to some Virginia lawyers to protect myself. We only have one joint account with less than $20,000 in it, and the only shared asset is our house. I'm so sorry for writing such a long story. If you've read this far, thank you. I really need your insights, suggestions, or advice. I feel completely broken, empty, and alone. Please help me.